All right. When you join me, please let me know if you can hear me. I am going to try and keep my lives moving forward. I'm going to try and keep my lives within 15 to 20 minutes. I think any more than that is really overkill. And I just want to, come on, deliver a message and leave you to enjoy your day. So, okay, well, today's talk is about staying in the theme of self-love, self-preservation, self-respect, and self-care. Keeping in that theme, setting boundaries and everything, I started to look at why is it that being around dogs make us so calm? So we know obvious things. They're so cute to play with and they give good snuggles and all that. And that's all great. But did you know that there is a scientific information of what happens to us when we're around dogs? So I think it bears mentioning. So this is just a more detailed look at the ways that dogs can positively impact mental well-being, stress and anxiety reduction. Dogs can help lower stress and anxiety levels by simply being present. That is one thing that I love about the Mastiff. They are large, they are solid, they're pretty much quiet. Their presence alone makes you calm. For me, it does, anyway. So for me, it reduces anxiety levels just by my Mastiffs being present. And their unconditional love and affection can provide comfort and a sense of calm. I tell my Facebook page members, a dog is the only thing that will love you more than you love yourself. So, stress and anxiety reduction. The next is combating loneliness and isolation. Many of the people that I interact with live alone now, and their pet is the only living thing that they interact with. And I think also to encourage me to do these lives, these podcasts, these talks, is the fact that not everybody can own a dog or a Mastiff. And I get messages from people in nursing homes and assisted living, and they say, I literally turn the TV on and binge watch your YouTube channel all night because it is so lonely in here. Nobody really talks to us. I feel like you get me. Everything you say resonates with me. And I just want you to know that my stay in the hospital was made easier by you being so transparent, and I feel like I know you. So to me, that's a huge thing. If I can help anybody, I am so eager and happy to do that. So having pets and being around dogs combats loneliness and isolation. The companionship of a dog can help combat feelings of loneliness and isolation, offering a constant source of support and interaction. And we know that is so true. And again, not everybody can have a pet or a Mastiff. And I think people all around the world fell in love with Gage. just watching Gage on camera brought people so much happiness. And when Gage passed away, I think I told you this, I had people coming up to me in stores saying, I live in an apartment in up north and I can't have a dog, but driving by your house every day and seeing Gage outside, so majestic, or you out in the yard playing with your dogs when I would drive by. As I would leave work, I would coming up to your house and get to see you in the yard with the dogs. It just warmed my heart. And so now they drive by and Gage is not there, but they do get to see my other dogs if they're outside. So having a dog and enjoying a dog, and for those of you that can't have a dog, if you know someone with a dog, I'm sure they would love for you to go over and maybe walk the dog for them. Brush the dog. Touch is so important. Touching dogs and touching horses, you know, they say the outside of a horse is good for the inside of a human. It's so true. I can tell you that having horses all my life, my favorite place to my favorite place to be would be to grab a mug of coffee and to go out into the barn, clean stalls, and brush horses. The energy that comes off an animal, so calm, so beyond anything that we even understand, right? So when I hug my dogs and I embrace them, I may not have been hugged at all that day. And I can tell you that Kiana has stepped in to be my constant, like Gage. I mean, they all have been, but Gage was really like right with me. I couldn't even go to the ladies' room without Gage waiting for me outside the bathroom door. So I never felt alone. I never feel alone because of my dogs. But I think for those of you watching our channel, enjoying Bella Vista English Mastiffs, you have to remember part of our big group here that literally spans around the world, there are people in parts of the world that cannot have a dog or cannot have a Mastiff. So we should think about them and encourage this channel. And I would love your support. I don't mean financial support. I would love your support to keep doing this because it's the messages that I get from people in assisted living in the UK. And I got a message from a woman in, I think, Montana, saying she had been in the hospital for I had 2 messages from a woman that was in the hospital and that they were binge watching. But I got a call from a woman in a hospital in Montana. I'm not a call, but a message saying, you know, I was here in Montana. My family didn't fly in while I was in the hospital. I would have the nurse shut the door and I would binge watch all your dogs. And I thought, you know, that she felt that I was relatable. And she was able to see the dogs. Some of the videos are so interactive. So that really got her through. So those are the people. You're my people. You are literally my people. I don't have any family up here either. It's okay, Rain. I don't have any family up here either. And so you all have become my family. My clients have become my family. I actually talk to my clients and viewers more than I talk to my own family. And I cherish friendship so much because I didn't have a great family structure growing up, but the friends that I had in 1st and 2nd grade back in Boston, they're still my friends today. And I love them because we always check in on each other and they know me. They know where I came from and the people I come from. And they know, and they're always welcome here, and I am always welcome there. But the viewers that are watching, you may be in the United States, but a lot of our viewers are in other countries. We get viewers in Africa and India and Ireland and the United Emirates. It blows my mind when I look at the analytics. How many people are listening to me? I don't even get it. Why does anybody listen to me? I'm really just sharing what's in my heart and the things that some of these podcasts are more for me than anybody else. It's just a way to find friendship through this phone, and hopefully I'm reaching other people that may be isolated, live a long way from their family. Maybe all you have is your horse or your dog, and it can be any dog. It doesn't have to be a Mastiff. But on days like today, like a Saturday, I am thinking about my people that are watching from around the world that are in living situations where they can't have a pet. And so there have been times in my life that it's been harder than others. And every day we just got to wake up, put one foot in front of the other and do the best we can. Try and be better than we were yesterday. I am not, saying life is perfect. But so that's where I'm at. And so I wanted to sort of share this with you guys. That's rain, by the way. Bella Vista's sweet New England rain. Here's me saying Mastiffs don't bark. Chris is just getting his day going. So stress and anxiety reduction, combating loneliness and isolation. They do encourage exercise because if you're anything like me, I want to be outside and more or less see how the dynamic is with I call it a herd, but I guess in the dog world we call it a pack. But for me, I love watching the hierarchy and sort of the pecking order with my dogs. A lot of you know that Kiana Del Fracasso that I have here, she's the daughter of Urano and Viola in Italy. She really is the matriarch of this bunch. And she keeps all her girls and the younger ones in line. And it's so fun to watch that dynamic. So that is what I try and bring to you. So it does encourage exercise and physical activity. And I'm having so much fun sharing my dogs with you. And it's such an amazing breed. They are one of the leading breeds for PTSD and anxiety, general anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, injured military that comes home with injuries and complex PTSD. I love when military members or retired law enforcement agents that have been injured in the line of duty contact me, because I sort of take this ride with them and I get very excited because I know what this breed has meant to me and my anxiety. And so I get very excited for clients that are embarking on their journey here with us at Bella Vista English Mastiffs. So the next thing on my list is boosting social interaction. Well, my Facebook page, Bella Vista English Mastiffs, is a huge example of that. There's thousands of people on my Facebook page, and we're all Mastiff lovers. So yes, the social interaction and creating a network of a safe place where no question is too goofy or odd. We all share our experience. And if you are on the Facebook page and you have experienced something negative with a food item you fed your dog, or a medicine, or a maintenance thing, or a toy, a product, we really encourage you to post your experience and give everybody sort of an FYI so they don't make the same mistake and everybody is on the same level. We don't preach. We don't talk negatively. We don't tell you that's a stupid question. We don't badmouth your dogs. Everybody is on the same level in my world. Everybody deserves respect. You may not like a Mastiff as big as mine. You may like a different structure of Mastiff. And whatever it is that makes your heart pound, that's what you should have. So providing a sense, boosting social interaction is really good, because a lot of times my clients, I just got a message a couple of months ago from somebody in New Hampshire saying, you're not going to believe this. A couple that follow you on YouTube walked up to me in a park in New Hampshire and said, oh my God, are those Bella Vista puppies? And they were like, well, yes, it is. And the people that they met said, we follow her on YouTube. And so that was pretty funny. My client said, you should join the Facebook page too, because there's so much fun there. Sometimes I post like Scrabble questions, or, we do like a little trivia on the Facebook page. And I say, now, no cheating. Don't Google these answers. I'm hoping that you literally just answer the question. It'll be like, what year did AKC get started? Or how many different types of Mastiffs are there? And so people come out of the woodwork. They love trivia on the Facebook page. And so I'm just having so much fun. Again, I have more friends. I have friends I grew up with and, family. But my clients interact with me every day, and people on the YouTube channel. So the next thing is providing a sense of purpose and routine. Well, we know there are seniors that have cats, and it gives them a purpose to wake up and feel needed when their family sort of sometimes casts them off and they get no visitors. The cat is looking forward to the interaction, and they have to wake up and feed the cat and make sure they're providing, and it gives them a renewed feeling of self-worth. How can that be wrong? So you may not be able to have a dog, but maybe you can have a cat. So I think everybody's feelings should be validated. Whatever pet makes you feel better and makes you feel needed and wanted is the pet that's right for you. Just because we promote Mastiffs does not mean you should have a 255-pound Mastiff in your living room. So I do not encourage anybody owning a Mastiff unless they are down for the long haul and they are willing to do all the research and learn about the breed to provide the best care. And I don't mean expensive care. I mean the best knowledgeable care. And I have deterred people, certain people, that were in between jobs or in between homes or moving out of state. I always encourage them, check back with me when you get settled. We'll talk again then, but please don't purchase now. Just because you love the look of that puppy, right? We always have beautiful puppies. So, providing a sense of purpose and routine. That's what animals do for us. Well, I know that you'd agree on this. What about improved mood and emotional well-being? How can you not? Listen, when I look at my dogs and I see that amazing excitement over them seeing me in the morning or when I'm coming around the corner and I see that look of excitement and love in their eyes, my mood level comes up exponentially. So yes, it really makes a sense of emotional well-being. Listen, we're all not crazy. The world is a little messed up, and you have to give yourself some grace. And you don't need a doctor or a psychologist to tell you that. You have a right to live in peace with fair and reasonable expectations of peace and safety, and whatever it takes in your personal world to achieve that. And I'm sorry, but if your tribe or the people around you do not encourage and support your mission for well-being, then that's not your tribe. I've had to dislodge people that I've been around all my life. And you know something? I'm okay with that. If you can walk away from somebody because of a silly reason, you really weren't their tribe. So to me, where I'm at in my life is it's more about quality of friendships than quantity. When I was a kid, I had 100 best friends, right? In Massachusetts, and then when I was showing, friends I made at horse shows, and then, we had property up in Canada, and so I had friends there. And I thought, I have 50 girlfriends, and that's great. But the truth is, now at my age, I realize if you got 2 or 3 good friends, I would rather have 2 or 3 good friends than 50 not so good friends. So improved mood and emotional well-being, I think, is one of the coolest things that being around pets can bring. And as I said, you don't necessarily need to have or own a pet. You can volunteer at shelters. You can maybe volunteer at a vet clinic. You can volunteer in so many different places and just be calm, present yourself well, be willing to fill out a little paperwork saying, that you're stable and your love for the animal and what you're willing to do for them, and that you can't own a pet right now, but you certainly feel like you have something that you could, donate, like emotionally donate to the whatever's going on. And like if I had a best friend that lived near me that just said, hey, I'd like to come over and help you groom dogs or trim nails, come on, that would be amazing. So, I have to disinfect toys regularly when I have litters, and I'm going to have probably at least 3 litters here soon. I need 4 of me, okay? So if I had a best friend that lived near me, or a good friend that I knew is in that same thought process of doing things correctly, calmly, quietly, and confidently. And by the way, I live in scrubs. I am in nursing scrubs from the moment my dogs come into heat until puppies go home. Not because I'm trying to be pretentious and act like a nurse or a licensed vet or something. It's that over 30 years around breeding dogs, I have ruined a lot of cool sweatshirts. And we really don't want blood on our jeans or our jogging pants and that. So I go to the secondhand shop or the Salvation Army and I pick up scrubs. Sometimes Walmart has them for $3. I have them in, and actually there's a couple of nurses at the local hospital, but when they have lost weight or gained weight or just wanted new stuff, they'll send me a message on Facebook and say, hey, I have 10 sets of tops and bottoms in, medium to large or small to medium, whatever it is. Are you interested in them? And I feel like, yeah, 100%. I don't care if they're secondhand. I can put a little bleach in the wash. And so you'll notice coming into May, I am literally in scrubs in a soft pair of house shoes from the day one all the way through to pups go home. And it's okay. Sometimes I'm in public in scrubs. I'm not trying to be pretentious. It's that I'm too busy to slow down and go throw a pair of jeans on and a sweatshirt just to suit people. If you can go to Walmart with pajama pants on, I'm pretty sure I can go in scrubs. Just saying. So, having pets and being around pets improves mood and emotional well-being. The next thing is increased social skills and confidence. Well, we know as pet owners, there's sort of a way to do things. So you noticed last summer, we have a pretty big farm, so our dogs have lots of room to run. They can get in and out during breeding season and coming on breeding season. We rotate dogs, and dogs that have their partner or whatever are in different areas. And so, but when we take our dogs into town, or I take our dogs into town, I always have a good harness on them, and I keep a nice, thick, soft collar that fits well, and a leash. I always keep my dog right to my hip, and in the next hand, I keep a leash. I never let anyone come in between me and my dog. nor would my dog like that very much. Because although the Mastiff is a gentle giant, and little kids they just love children so much, and they are so safe. If you rushed up to me in public or became aggressive, the dog wouldn't like that very much. And so this is 2025. There are a lot of nurses that maybe their husband works long haul, driving truck. Having a Mastiff in the house is a real deterrent for crime. I had a cable guy say to us about 4 years ago, "Lady, I looked in your door window and there was like 8 giant heads looking back at me. I wouldn't break into your house if you were the last house on the planet and you had the only water." And I thought, wow, they really are a deterrent. And my dogs, if that's true, keep the whole neighborhood safe. So, the couple across the street, the gentleman, he has a little tiny Yorkie. And the only time my dogs ever bark is when the little tiny 2-pound Yorkie diagonally across the street starts barking. And then it's like a dialogue. Bark, 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 bark. And then, Lily or Kiana will be like, roar, 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 roar. And they huff. My dogs huff. They don't necessarily bark, but you'll hear a big huff coming out of their chest. Rain, her voice hasn't changed yet, but you'll see that the Mastiff, our Mastiffs anyway, there's more of a huff. Like a warning, what's going on? Like have you ever seen 101 Dalmatians where across town all the dogs are barking and they understand, Lewis is in trouble. Better tell so-and-so, What, Lassie? Timmy's in the well? So, increase social skills and confidence. When I take my dogs in public and I see people coming towards me, and I'm watching the public because I have a guardian type dog with me, and I know how it can go well or how it can go bad. When I see somebody see the dog, and my dogs are an anomaly because they're so big, I am very aware of the public. Sometimes we take our dogs on the outskirts of a parade just to give them the exposure and to show children how safe they can be, how fun they can be, and because we're advocates for the breed. But when I see somebody that sees our dogs and they're like, "Oh my God," I say, "I see you want to pat my dog. Let me please come to you and let me introduce the introduction. Let me do the introduction. Please don't rush up at me." I took Kiana into town last summer. We got over by the footbridge, and I took her out of the truck, and everything was great. It was such a beautiful day. We headed across the bridge that goes over the river, and a guy that, I don't know what was going on, but he was running sort of erratically, and his hands were going. And my Kiana, she went all 4 points. Like, I was like stacking, and she was just like, had her eye right on him, like, don't come any further. So I said to him, "If you please," I just put my hand out. I didn't say anything to him because I didn't really want to engage with him, but I just put my hand up like this while I held Kiana, and I turned her quietly and calmly, walked back to my truck, and I stood in between the truck and the next car till he, I don't want to put the dog in a bad position. So it increases social skills and confidence. Being in public, maybe if you have anxiety disorder, having your pet with you can be a very valuable resource. And maybe somebody in your family has a dog, and maybe you can't have a dog. Maybe ask your family member, if I use the harness as well and I'm cautious with the collar and whatever, because if you were going to walk one of my dogs, I would want to make sure you're not going to go free walk my dog and let him off the leash. My dogs are too valuable. But if you said to me, "I want to come walk one of your dogs, let's go to town, you walk one, I'll walk the other." Man, I wish I had somebody like that. But again, we use a harness that is in good condition with no rips and clean. We don't want to go in public with a dirty looking collar. And I take a few minutes to take a toothbrush or one of my dog brushes. I clean the collar, then I lay it out. I might put it on the railing of the deck because My dogs represent Bella Vista English Masters. I don't want them to think we're dirty. So I make sure I brush off the harnesses. I might take a baby wipe to them. I make sure nails are trimmed. I'm going to do a whole video on why it's important to keep dogs' nails trimmed. I want to close this video here shortly because I promised Barb I was going to stay under about 20 minutes. She made me aware I'm talking too long on videos, and I appreciate that. If you think there's something I could do better, or I'm not doing correctly, or I should add something, or maybe not discuss something, I invite any comments. If you think you'd like to see something a little different, I can tell you that here very soon, this YouTube channel is getting a major overhaul. I am really excited for that. So I have spoken about a good friend of ours, and I'm excited to see what he can do. I've added him as a YouTube channel manager, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So anyway, well, this is what I wanted to talk about, all the things that make pet owning amazing. If you can do it, I say, like, if not now, when? So that's it. I can't imagine my life without a Mastiff. And we have 2 cats in the house as well, old cats that we got when our daughter was a baby. One of our cats is 15 now, and she just is here enjoying her life. And then my daughter adopted another cat from the shelter. Can you believe it cost her just about $500 to adopt that cat? Boggles my mind. But anyway, we still do donate to the local shelter, the Humane Society, for products that are going to be aged out or the dates are going and whatever. And so if you can help, you should help. So that's just our opinion. So that's it. I just wanted to come on and say, you still need to take care of yourself. It is okay to say no. That's something that's been hard for me. It's okay to say no. And my message is setting boundaries is healthy. That's all. So I'm learning a lot. I used to just sort of lay my life out there and help and do everything. And I'm not patting myself on the back, but all that happened was I just worried myself into nothing. And everybody got stronger while I was sitting back feeling like, a train wreck. So we'll just leave it at that. I'm in a very, very good place this last year. I'm really looking at working on myself. I can be a dog breeder and a good friend at the same time, and a wife and a mother. I am also a nana. I have 5 beautiful grandchildren. My oldest is Anthony. My heart, my whole heart. Then next is Avery, my precious granddaughter. And then that daughter also has a little girl named Aries. And then my other daughter has my oldest granddaughter named Kaylana. And she's amazing. And then they have another little girl, my other granddaughter, Eva. And they're having another baby. So, but that's okay. They're having another baby, and I don't know what the future holds, but, God is my best friend, so everything I don't tell everybody else, God gets to hear. So that's what's in my prayers, my family, my children, my grandchildren, my husband, our daughter, and my friends, and all of you. And I love the comments. So I'll say it, and if you don't do it, I'm not mad. But if you would subscribe, please do that, because it tells YouTube to promote me to other dog breeders and other wellness groups. And if you like what I'm saying, it would be really nice if we could reach other people. I know a lot of YouTube people content creators want to get monetized because they want to take trips and they want to buy equipment and they want to buy a house, and some of them are doing it. There's a lot of money to be made on YouTube. For us, we have a commitment. 100% of the proceeds are going to St. Jude's Children's Hospital for cancer research. and Tunnel to Towers and the Wounded Warrior Project. They work hand in hand to build homes for our veterans. So that's all. I'm not trying to buy a Louis Vuitton purse or a new truck. Literally, I just want to donate that money. If and when it ever happens, you need like 4 million views or something and 1,000 subscribers, and we're still a few hundred people. Well, about 150 people off our goal. But I would like to show you on paper, hey, look, we did it. And then how we donated the money to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. We all know somebody whose child has been affected, or their sister or their brother, by cancer. I just think Bella Vista English Mastiffs and all, I have a lot of friends. You're my friend. So there's friends all over the world. We can do this together and feel good that maybe you don't have $20 to donate every month because you're on a fixed income like most of the world. But a simple thing like subscribing and hitting the like button and commenting something to me makes a really big deal with YouTube. So with that, the sun is shining. I do have some chores to do. We have a little Italian gravy on. Is it gravy or is it sauce? It's gravy where I come from. And we're going to do a little macaroni, maybe some angel hair. And I think I'm going to do cinnamon rolls today. So with that, you have a wonderful day. I am so grateful to you for joining us. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment and hit that like button. I love answering every single comment. You guys are like my family. So I get excited when I see his comment. I know it's silly, but like I said, we don't have a lot of family up here, so you guys have all become my family. I'm counting on you. Let's just do this thing together. All right. Have a great day.